Let me tell you my story. For school, I'm considered one of the successes. I was diagnosed with a processing disorder and a visual disorder when I was in 3rd grade. A processing disorder just means that everything takes me longer to do than most people. This disorder proved to be extremely frustrating, especially after long hours of homework and many nights of crying myself to sleep. I began the 8th grade barely earning passing grades and being known as the quiet girl who sat in the back of the class wearing glasses, who was too quiet and terrified to participate. Having a 504 plan has helped both my school life and me personally. I used to come home crying because I was so frustrated. I had lost all of my self-esteem and confidence because I always thought I was stupid and that life would never be worth it for me. Teachers sometimes even treated me differently. When they first found out, I always found it funny because they treated me like a little kid again, as they thought I was not capable of accomplishing what others could do. I appreciated the teachers who treated me like a normal kid. Throughout the year, I was focused on hiding my processing disorder by acting like everything was okay because I was always too embarrassed to ask for help. To me, whenever I thought about my challenges, it was as if the whole world had come down crashing around me. My tendency was to always hide my fears and never tell my teacher about my processing disorder. One day, in class, we watched a piece from the movie Apollo 13, where the main characters had to fit a square peg into a round hole. We had to write about the square peg in our lives. I decided to let go of my fears of hiding my disorder and let it all out in my essay. After we all finished writing the essay, we had to share it with one another and give input as well. As I began to read other people's essays, I realized I was not the only one with obstacles to overcome. There are tons of other students who are out there that are just like me. For AVID, I'm considered one of the unusuals. Let me explain. Unlike most AVID students, I was born into an AVID family. My dad was an AVID teacher and a coordinator, and now is a staff developer for AVID. My mom is an elementary school teacher who is trained in AVID Elementary and uses all of the AVID strategies with her students. My brother is also an AVID student, and my youngest brother goes to Catholic school where all the teachers have been trained by my dad on AVID. So I guess you can say I'm surrounded by AVID. If that's not enough, I grew up going to summer institutes just like this one with my dad. I attended my first summer institute when I was in kindergarten, and I started using Cornell notes in the 3rd grade. I began visiting colleges when I was in the 2nd grade, and even went to some AVID summer institutes where my dad taught the social studies strand. You'd be hard-pressed to find another AVID student who's been more saturated in AVID methodologies than I am. As I got older, I began to help my dad as he was instructing his middle-level implementation strand. I passed out papers and supplies to the teachers and acted as his gopher. I eventually began participating in the student leadership program, where I was fully initiated into the AVID family. I met other AVID students who shared my same life goals and similar fears, worries, and thoughts. We were all stressed out about what we were going to do next, what college we were hoping to get accepted to, and what we were going to do after college. I got into AVID by my middle school teacher suggesting it to me and interviewing for it before high school actually started. I always knew I wanted to be an AVID student and would be one someday. In April of my 8th grade year, the time finally came for my interview. In my interview, I was truly honest about everything. I told the high school AVID coordinator about my grades and how I would be willing to make an effort in high school to maintain them and get involved in the school. I wanted them to see the real me. Little did I know that being an AVID would prepare me so much for the future and force me out of my comfort zone. AVID has helped me and many other students overcome obstacles, as if they were just a part of everyday life. I have met my best friend in AVID and made many other friendships that will last a lifetime. My AVID friends give me the support that I need, and we all help each other. Whether we are testing each other with flashcards for a test or a quiz, or we are needing a good laugh, or simply needing a shoulder to cry on, we are always there to back each other up, just like a family. Tutorials have also helped me out. It's interesting watching the tutors and other classmates help me evaluate complicated math questions and translate it into familiar math terminology. My current AVID teacher, Mr. Witt, has always been there for me. I know that his door is always open and the stool in front of his desk is always available when I need to talk to him. Every morning, you're bound to see someone there, and most of the time, there's a line to just sit down on that stool and talk to him. He's a second dad to everyone. I suppose you could call him the father of our AVID family. He has us all trained on keeping our binders organized and taking Cornell notes. Everyone dreads those surprise binder checks and hopes that their papers pass the famous shake test. AVID has prepared me for the future and has transformed me from an insecure student to a confident one. During my freshman year, I felt as if I were going to literally pass out in front of the class. Now I have no issues with public speaking, and I'm more at ease every time. Before AVID, I did not even think college would be a possibility. Now I ask my parents to take me to visit different colleges every chance I get. It has become a tradition now that our family vacations must include a university tour. I had no idea what I wanted to do in life after high school. Because of AVID and our career search activities, I now have several choices that I am considering, such as news broadcasting, or marine biology, or even teaching. No matter what career I ultimately choose, I will go to college. I figure if there's a will, there's a way. I don't want to let anything stop me from what I really want to do. Anyone can do anything they want to do as long as they put their mind to it. I need to remember not to worry about what other people think of me or how they might try to influence my life choices to match their opinion of my abilities. In AVID, I have learned to be independent and to believe in my potential. My life philosophy is to defy the ordinary and to never let anyone stop me. After high school, I plan on attending a private university such as Loyola Marymount, Chapman, or Whittier College. And who knows, in the near future, I may be on your local news channel or even one of the future AVID staff developers here. One thing is for certain, I have now overcome my processing disorder and many other obstacles. With an educational foundation built on AVID, I will succeed.